Yeah,
It's nice to
Pestafarios
stay
just
in-
made the announcement. How do you all react?
Marceline
Acacius
is
was,
crying happy tears and shaking, just like completely relieved. Because
If we think
when
about
she-
how long... Sorry. You're...
Because when Marceline heard that apparently the Vampire King got trapped, she was freaking out because she didn't know if they were going to be able to get out. And she didn't want to have to like go home to her dad dealing with even more grief, so... So, like, she's just, like, jumping up and down and, like, crying happy tears.
So, how many rounds was that in total? That final thing? It was like 10 or something, right?
More than,
Or was it 11, 12?
I want to say either 11 or
Maybe
10.
that's where we got the number 11 from.
No, that's not what I'm thinking about. But so, if that's the case, Acacius would have started giving his sermon when he felt the power of the sword, and considering how long of a sermon was, he's probably still giving it right now.
Akasha's
Very
got her
I
hand
can
over her unbeating heart.
repost this one. All right.
What was Akasha doing? Sorry?
Oh, her hand is over her unbeating heart as if it were to leap out of her chest, if it was still beating. She's just like relieved that the king is not anymore in danger. She's just, whew, okay, everything's good now. We can continue what we need to do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Why am I allowed to boo Vilara?
Because you
Yeah,
can do something doesn't mean you should.
Who else was involved in the fight? Who landed the killing blow?
I do not know yet all the details, but let's just say she died with a shock on her face.
Regardless, it is unimportant. Now I just fear that this tank got a bit more power than he had. Let's make sure he doesn't get killed too early. I don't really intend on ascending to that throne yet.
Yeah.
Well, my lord clearly showed up, and yes, he is there. I wouldn't bet on Astak walking away.
And may I remind you that he's called a betrayer for a reason, Acacius?
That does not make me think he stands a better chance against my lord, Saren.
Yeah, I know. All I'm saying is he might be a bit shrewder than you give him credit for.
And then after
mean-
while you all are like talking, right? Then Hestafario's face, like, he becomes like extremely serious again. He's dead.
Wait. As far as who's dead?
Astak? Did my lord kill him?
No.
If Hastak would be
Like,
dead, I would know it.
Hestafarios has the face of like shock.
Oh, I see.
Cinder.
Did something happen to Cinder?
Cinder's dead? I don't believe my lord's dead. I would definitely pick up on that one, Angel.
No. Cinder killed him.
Who did he kill?
You know, I feel as though you're doing non-specifics for dramatic effect here, Hestafarios.
No. Cinder killed the king of hell.
Wait.
No.
Wait, what?
fucking way.
Oh!
Of course he did.
Oh my gosh, it's giving my dad stronger than your dad in here.
Is that Is that why my dad and presumably others were down there? The other legendary city members were down there too?
They went down to rescue. They went down to rescue the king and those with him.
Oh,
As fate would have it, the god intervened to prevent their escape. But in doing so, made himself a target for Cinder when Cinder came out of the abyss and was reunited with his sword.
Now, quick question, King. Would Acacius know? Because you mentioned during the last session the King of Hell was guarding the doorway to the abyss.
Yes.
Would Acacius know that was kind of what was going on?
Yes.
Okay.
Him and Saren would definitely know this.
So, the King of Hell, in order to stop a group that killed someone he probably didn't like, left the gate open for my lord. Is he stupid?
apparently.
Or he might just have been. I don't know if stupid is the right word. Maybe
Surely
greedy.
he wasn't foolish enough to underestimate my lord.
Might have been
It would
greed.
appear
He
he
must
was.
have been. He must have been hoping that the pub feast. I think he had to choose: risk Cinder escaping, or let a very weakened vampire king escape his domain. He chose the vampire king and chose poorly.
I don't know, it seems foolish to me.
Lord Cinder is very strong. She's going to remember
Yes,
the grueling training she underwent.
it does not seem like, well... I'm not sure that Lord Vampire stands much of a chance to my lord. No
That-
offense, of course, Akasha.
That's beside the point, Acacius.
Maybe a little bit.
That's beside the point,
Mr.
Acacius.
Farius.
Those two will never come to blow, regardless.
This is true. You are right.
Stefarius looks at Acacius and then he's like, His Majesty had to challenge all of hell and Athena herself. Of course, he was in no condition to take on the King of Hell.
Listen, I don't have this fancy telepathy that you do, Hestafarios. I don't have all the information you do for this fight.
Sensing a butt.
Yeah. Although I
You
can.
two better not be arguing again.
I'm not telepathic either, but all I can tell you is that Nastak is still alive because, well, I'm still here and I still feel his God's damned influence. But I can also tell you that Freya's back in action. Don't tell me how I
Freya's
know.
back.
I just have the feeling.
Congratulations, Saren.
Yeah, I have a
Usual
feeling.
That's good.
Tap on the back.
Yeah, I have a feeling Dad ain't too pleased about that one because he was planning on me going and killing whoever was holding her. But yeah, we'll see how that turns out.
Great. Now we have. Great. So
Mr.
all that folks,
Farios.
we gotta figure. Sorry.
Stefarius turns to Larissa when talking about Astak. He gives that big thumbs up to her and says, "The dragon god avenged Lord Valgor. Gave him the beating of a lifetime."
She's going to tear up, thankful. I'm just glad everyone is all right.
Hey, there was another dragon that helped beat the shit out of Astak.
I wonder if that's where Lady Iris went. She did have something classified she had to go do.
Larissa's gonna have the pieces come back together, and she thinks, "Is that where Dimitri went then? To the Hells?"
Didn't our
I don't
whole
see
journey take
any-
like 3 hours?
In the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, about there. probably less, 2.5 hours.
Unless you go by the runtime of the session, then it's a lot more. But yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
if it was, I would have been able to use my Red Dragon Mask to choose to succeed a saving throw a lot more.
Mr. Farios looks like he has the face of like deep satisfaction. You know, like when you have just like won like something you never thought you'd win in your life, and then you just found out that you just won. He's getting the millionaire high.
Wait. Hesaparios, is just to double check, Dad is okay, right?
Yes, Marcy. There was no more casualties. Everyone escaped.
Okay,
More
good.
like the hells had to flee from them. And he was into wild laughter.
Acacius will join him in that one.
You know what?
Marcel is also just giggling, just like.
At this point, Sarin would just, you know what? He's feeling like being petty, so he would just focus and instead of trying to reach for Freya, he's trying to reach Aztec.
Oh.
Whispering in Infernal. Well, seems like the mighty warrior wasn't so mighty after all. Apparently you had to retreat with your tail between your leg.
Oop.
And so that's the blood that I have in my vein. I guess it's not a lot to live up to. And then you'll stop talking right there.
Gosh, sorry, you're going to die.
I know. But
Hold on, Horeslier takes insult for that. I want a Horeslier versus Theron duel.
does Horeslier speak Infernal?
Yes, he does.
But he's not in this room, so good luck intercepting that.
I mean, at this point in time, I think he's beating up Aztec.
Siren, you don't get anything from Aztec. Either he is ashamed to speak to you because his pride is massively wounded, or he is in deep recovery.
Well, I think I made my point with their old sperm donor. Didn't even bother answering me, so I guess I'm right. Oh yeah, you guys didn't. You guys probably didn't understand a word of what I was saying. Never mind.
Nope.
I did.
I don't remember. Do I speak Infernal?
I don't.
Very much speak
No,
Infernal.
okay,
I do. I do.
Anyways, good news is those words didn't bother me any, so I don't think he's gonna punish me for those words just yet, if ever.
Acacius is going to offer up a prayer back to Basilisk, basically saying, I intend to grant you more honors when I have the chance, but I am overjoyed to feel your return, my lord. Just kind of in like a short prayer. No clue if Basilisk actually hears him or not, but that's his.
Mm-hmm. No, you are able to pray to him. All the gods always are able to hear their followers' prayers. You are able to pray this to him. He doesn't respond, probably because he has so much to do once he's back. Who knows where he is exactly right now? But then Hesaparios has the face of, he looks at Sarin, remembers something. Oh no. No. Cinder's not going to like this.
What are you on about,
Oh well, we will trust. He looks at Nerissa,
Yes?
and then he looks at Nerissa.
Oh. I'm confused what he's referring to.
Hesaparios, what is it? You're scaring me a little bit.
Well, we'll let the Six and the gods and Dimitri talk down Cinder.
From what?
But What has happened? I thought it was resolved.
Estefanos, well, the reason they got back, Lady Freya, was because the sage. He looks at Marceline with with his hand on massaging the back of his neck. The sage helped.
The sage. The same sage we fought during Valgor's trial?
Marceline, eye visibly twitches.
Question: would Siren know that character as a sage at this point in this campaign? I don't remember if that was explained to him.
You would know that there was a figure during the trial. So there was a trial for Lord Valgor to determine whether he would remain bound to the Fae or he would receive his freedom. So the god kind of like joined that, and then the whole Salabana and his people ambushed that trial. And it was a huge fight. And there was this figure on Salabana's side who was called the Sage.
Okay,
Does
I was just wondering because when me, Elara, and back in the day, Knight joined the campaign, we had a dream and the sage was there, so that's what I was more referencing.
Yeah. But you don't know that it's the one who sent you the dream, but you do know that there was a guy who was called the Sage.
Okay.
And he attacked with Salabana.
Okay, thank you.
Caused a massive terrorist attack basically on the Dosian, the kingdom of Dosian, the ancient fantasy China, basically.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure of that.
Is Acacius aware of who this sage character is, or has he ever heard of him? It's not beyond just knowing that event happened.
No, you just know that you just know who attacked and made the terrorist attack, but you don't know like in person and much about him. You just know the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
The minute Marceline hears this, she's just going to be very silent and just go, "Tell Cinder I call dibs," because I can't. That son of a bitch. I mean, I'm glad he helped, but
yeah, you'll have to take it up with Lord Cinder. Lord Cinder is very pissed. He is responsible partly for Lord Limbus' untimely passing. Cinder's not going to let that go so easily.
So what did you all have an encounter with this sage fellow?
He killed Stolas. He killed my former patron. We managed to bring him back, but he still fucking killed him.
I see.
He was partly responsible for the death of my mentor, Limber Stoneskin.
Well, I meant more what the party's interactions with him were. I was aware of the death of Stoneskin.
Acacius, can you ask Cinder if I can help?
I will not be asking my lord to share in his judgment.
Pussy.
Unless he asks
He
me to.
needs to answer for the death of Lord Limber, whatever that may be and what that looks like. I entrust that it is a righteous decision made by Lord Cinder.
My lord is the paragon. If anyone will make sure just rewards are given, just punishment is given, it is him. Someone like those like us,
even personal.
Even Lord Hestafarios here cannot even begin to grasp the level. Grasp how pure and how divine his judgments can be.
That's
You
a
seem to
good
like to talk for people
point.
a lot.
Amen.
Well, regardless of
So
what
we
happened, we kind of have a job to do here, folks, don't we?
should probably be on our
Yep.
way.
Larissa, you
Still
begin
a-
to get flashes in your mind. Marceline too, you begin to get flashes in your mind. Your intimate relationship with the legendary six seems to be having a bleeding effect. And then you all just see in the heavenly realm, you all just see Cinder is grabbing the sage by the collar, adamantine teeth of his face, ready to just rip the head of the sage off, and then Freya has to hold him, and all the other gods have to like hold him down to convince Cinder that they need him. Even Lady Evergreen has to, like, she has tears flowing down her face and telling Cinder to let him go. They need him. Dralnas has to, being the largest of the gods, has to
He's back.
grab and wrap Cinder in his big bare arms. Cinder, hold yourself. And then Cinder's just yelling at them like, unhand me, all of you. I will have his face.
It seems to be going well. She's going to have like sweat drops coming down the side of her face. Nervous.
Said we're all seeing this right now.
No, just Marceline and Larissa.
Oh, okay.
This bleed effect happening.
She's looking directly at Acacia saying, I think it's going okay.
Hang on. Can I make a wisdom check? Sorry, insight check. That's what I want. Can I make an insight check on that comment?
Yeah, you can.
I mean, okay.
You'll get advantage because it's Cinder's emotions.
Well, I rolled a 19 right off the bat.
You
So,
can
Yeah,
tell
you
she
can roll
is
for
not
it.
going well at all. There's sweat coming out of her palms and
My
down
lord
the
is
side of
beating
her
the shit
face.
out of the other gods, isn't he?
He's
really?
not handling it as well as we initially thought.
Who's we?
Now, we are still in an undead infested ruin, so perhaps we should continue on our way to revive Lord Synthana.
Yes, although
Agreed.
all
On that note, how are we supposed to do that without that Atrian fellow you mentioned?
Yes,
He's not here with
Sunita's
us.
there.
So he can just
Or at
get
least that-
into this room, but we have to trudge through magical darkness.
You know
I
what?
mean, I would assume
not
he's already
entirely sure.
awakened to his godly powers, if that were the case.
I only do what Lady Ainwa, the goddess of the Fae, has instructed. She said he would meet us there. Perhaps there's an alternative route designed specifically for him, or maybe we summon him directly somehow using soul.
beside,
You're not going to tell me Lorcan there is actually Altarian.
No, he's just
Lorcan-
a good boy. She's gonna pet him.
Are you secretly a god, Lorcan? Are you secretly a powerful
Lorcan
god?
rolls
He's
on his
my
back.
young one.
beside,
He's god of cuteness.
beside Acacius, it's the Fae. Since when do the Fae make sense?
That's exactly why I suggested that Lorcan here was in fact Altarian.
Well, last I
But
checked.
if he was, he would be so much cuter. She's going to be hugging Lorcan's fur.
Well, last time I checked, I do believe Larissa said that they found him as a cub or something.
Yes. She's going to pull out
Ah.
a little still image of what he looked like as a baby. She's, I have this immortalized.
I've seen weird things sailing with Sailor, but having a baby picture of, well, your baby over there, I think that makes the top 10.
Well, should we be on our way then?
Yeah, my legs are starting to cramp up.
Now, what do you think, the main hallway or this waterway here?
I mean,
Mr. Farios will say, I shall guard the hallway. I don't think anything else is going to come after that display. He kind of like side eyes Acacius. But I will stand guard just in case. And then he flies forward. And is basically over here, positioned himself.
Nice, so I guess the rest of us should go explore the waterway area.
well, the more direct
Is it-
route might be better. So yeah, why not? But is there? We should be careful nonetheless. We don't know what's in store for us.
Alrighty. Larissa,
Yes.
might you bring Soul this way so that we can see a little better?
Absolutely.
Oh, precious.
I guess we'll. Now the water. How far down is it?
It's not deep. It's like the place just flooded up to like your knees.
Okay, you're not.
I just want to
talking
make sure we
small.
didn't have to drop down like 5 feet.
Oh
to
yeah,
the
all
water.
good. Yeah, all good, all
Alright.
good. Yeah, but Soul's
Alright.
light is able to dispel the magical darkness.
Marceline, can I borrow your broom? I don't want to ruin my boots.
All right, here you go. Here you go,
Thank
dear.
Don't you have that prestidigitation spell?
Did I ask you?
And beside, what a
Damn,
waste of.
that's fast.
And beside, what a waste of magic. It's water. It's gonna dry off anyways.
Waterlogged boots this expensive? I don't think so. Be gone. Men.
You've
my
never had to
Honestly,
clean
we-
rust out of chainmail before, have you?
I
No.
don't have to wear chainmail. I'm too fast to think.
Ooh.
Honestly, I kind of agree with Akasha, even though I don't have expensive boots. They're pretty. I have durable boots.
They're durable, but expensive. Like I said,
I
my
can go
size is
down.
very fitting.
Privileged child.
Acacia's is just dropping straight in, but
Yeah,
What?
Siren would follow suit.
For simplicity and lesser tokens being moved around for the pilot control, Hestefaris will be like, Ilara, why don't you follow me on guard duty? And then Ilara will be like, okay.
I swear, if you swing an arrow of yours 2 inches from my head again.
now you get to do a side
Sure,
RP
it
of
was an
Hesperios and Alara
accident.
while she's waiting for. I guess in we go.
All right.
I'm gonna inspect this statue thing that's over here.
Could you bring Soul with you? Awesome, because I can't be too close to him. Thanks.
You know what?
Yes,
Just
don't
for-
worry. I will
As
be
you
mindful.
all
Siren would
As you
plop
all
there.
walk on the water, you see this huge statue. The statue has the symbol of. At first, initially, it looks evil, it looks grim. But then, why would a grim statue be in a place that's supposed to be sacred to Satana, the third
Religion.
hell?
Religion check time.
Religion check time, you know it.
Oh no.
I got a 19.
I was like,
Nice.
Lucille gets advantage, and then I was like, oh no.
I
no,
also have a
wrong-
19
wrong-
Lucille
with my
does not
proficiency
get
bonus.
advantage.
Wrong character.
Apparently, Satana had an Apparently, Sathana had an edgy face.
Oh, I don't have
Was almost
proficiency, so it's just a 19
was
with my
almost
+4.
yeah, it was almost an initial
Uh,
14, but I rolled a 6 instead for a
Okay.
12.
Anybody that rolled above a 13, the DC was it was not high. This is a statue to honor Death, Lord Abiram, Death himself, as he is the guardian of those that have passed onwards into the afterlife.
Acacius will offer him a short prayer for those who are unable to move on to the afterlife.
The rest
As
will do
you-
something similar.
Marceline's going to like lower her hat and like pay respect to him.
Akasha's just gonna hang upside down from the broom, monkey shining around.
Careful.
I guess from there,
I think I'm
Acacius
getting the hang of
will
this thing.
walk around the statue towards, I guess, this opening thing over here.
Yeah, there's like a broken wall here. There's also another broken wall here, but then it just leads you to Hestafaris, Ilara, and another hallway here. But you can easily, basically, like the dungeon is flooded. So you can literally just walk in here. And then when you get here, if anybody's walking here, I will describe what you see.
Acacius is.
Akasha's just gonna fly.
That a spike trap.
No, there's no spikes. But basically, you are able to walk through the crack, and there you see over here was supposed to be like a main entrance, but everything is like collapsed. But there is a pathway over here.
Does the
There seems to be more water down south, and there seems to be 3 stone slabs with some writings, like some very long writings on it.
Akasha's
Costa,
gonna go
do you think you
read
could give those a read?
Sorry, Marceline, you're on top of my token. I can't move.
Oh, sorry.
So
Who
How
are you
deep is
asking
the
to
water?
give those?
How deep is the water there, King?
Sorry,
All it's
Akasha, I
like
don't mean to kill you.
it's just disgusting ankle high in this area. The
I
gross,
guess-
grimy water.
Marceline,
let's take a
I'm
peek
even
at
more
these.
grateful for your broom now.
I'm
Let's take a
starting
peek
to
at these.
think I should have been on the broom too.
Well, come hop on. I just can't get that close, you know.
Okay. Marceline is like will hop on, but like make sure like her soggy, like any soggy bits of clothes stay away from Akasha.
How murky is the water?
I was worried about.
Very, very murky. It's mixture of soil, dirt. You all can smell like poop smell.
Can I do a
in the
nature
water.
check?
Yeah, you can roll a nature check.
And
bet
I'd
this was
start
her
taking a
bathroom.
look at these the statues.
Those who are
Yes.
looking at the stone
The
slabs,
totems,
tell me
yeah.
what language you read.
Ooh,
Well,
okay. fabulous.
I read Common, Draconic, and Giant, but if I can't read it, then I'm just gonna cast Comprehend Language with my runestone and
I
read
do have
it.
advantage, so I'm just gonna roll it a second time.
Wait,
King,
hold on. What?
Oof. We'll go in with the first one.
Okay.
What languages are they? Because I have Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Draconic, Elvish, and Infernal, just in case. you
Okay.
want
Common, Elvish,
It's
Infernal.
it's Sylvan.
Ooh.
Well,
Nope.
okay, she's cast Comprehend Languages then.
Easily done.
He pulls out a little runestone that he has in his pocket and crushes it. because I mean it's my rune shaper feat that gives me this. So, and his eyes kind of like flash a little bit, and he starts reading what's on the tablet.
Okay. Larissa, with your nature of 22, as you look at the water and the murkiness, you think, Larissa, that there must be like a lake or something on top of you that's that's leaking into this room.
Do I sense any wildlife at all?
There seems to be the smell of bat poop, indicating that there must have been like bats staying here, which means there must be another way out of here, which also probably explains how the crawlers came in.
I'll relay all of this to the group.
And King, as they're examining the tablets, did you say there was an opening in that wall when we first entered?
Yes.
There's
The
a
door
sword in
here
there.
is completely open. When you look at the 3 stone tablets, they all just say the same thing. It's basically, the summary of it is basically, be worthy. That is the whole summary of the long essay.
That is incredibly vague.
You know what? Siren, not waiting for the translation or anything.
That's the second time that I've read that I've been told be worthy.
Yeah.
First time was when
Is
I
be
asked
worthy
Lord
to
Mana
enter,
about
or
his tears.
Well, I'll quickly test if Siren is.
oh goodness.
It might be another stupid
Wait,
from
isn't
Siren,
that
but
the same room we tried to enter earlier?
You are able to make it through, Sarin.
okay. Good news is I didn't get yanked out of the room this time.
Alright. Hold on. Let me see if I can get in. Hold on.
Maybe it's better if it's just one at a time.
Sarin, Marseille, and Akasha, the 3 of you, because you walked there, you do see what is over here into this room. The entire room seems to be full of gold coins. Just all the way up to the ceiling. Full of gold coins.
I see what you're doing there, King.
Oh, he's
Clever.
not going in that one. I was thinking about going in that one. Now I know it's full of gold. I'm not setting foot in that.
Same.
That's a concerning amount of gold.
That's a trap.
I'm pretty sure that is.
What about the...
Be worthy, don't steal.
Marceline and Acacia and Sarin. Okay, you guys are not near enough to the gold to actually see what's on the gold coins. But never mind.
I mean,
I was like, make your perception check, and then I was like, wait a minute, y'all are too far, and it's covered in dust. You would not be able to see
and
anything.
Saren's in the room.
They can see it's full of gold because they're up there.
The angle, yeah.
But Larissa and Acacius can't.
Yeah, this thing is blocking your
Okay.
view.
Then I suppose when they go up there, Acacius would have moved up here to look inside the room.
I don't like that.
You see the room is just full of gold coins. Make me a perception check. It's covered in dust, covered in soot.
21.
The room smells awful, but the gold is genuine. 21.
Dirty 20. When you look at the gold coins, you can tell, Acacius, that these gold coins, they are very, very old. Like, the emblems are of kings that you don't even know existed. Very, very old. Easily 5,000 years, probably. Or 4,000 years in your estimation.
You know, I don't like that you pulled out that 4,000 number again.
Yeah.
I suppose Acacius will look around the room, but he's not going to touch that gold.
No, yeah, you are able to
That is Lord
enter.
Santana's gold.
just to let you know, like it is considered difficult terrain in this because like the gold is just so much. It's an offering room, Acacius. You are a
Oh.
religious man, so you will know this is an offering room.
Well, it's time to offer. Let's see what I got here.
Are you going to offer some gold?
See if I've got anything of actual note in here that I can offer up. I think. Can I make a check to know what kind of offering Synthana would like?
There seems to be like a wide variety of gold related stuff. So there doesn't seem to be anything in particular.
Wow.
Coin
Okay.
seems to be the most common, obviously, here.
Okay.
In this
Well,
room.
I think I have some wine on me. So yeah, Cassius will set down a water skin of wine, and 50 gold inside the room, and then offer a prayer to Synthana.
You easily put in the fresh 50 gold coins. You offer the prayer. Nothing happens. You don't feel any different.
Looking around the room, is there anything else in here aside from the offerings?
Everything in this room looks like an offering. Literally.
All right.
Everything.
Can I cast Gust to gently try and dust off the coin so I can get a better look at what's on top of the gold?
Yep. Easily you are able to maneuver the dust away, just pushing it all aside. Patting it like, I just imagine like you pat it like the Red Sea.
I try and peer squinting at what the gold image, what's on top of the gold image.
Larissa, the description that you get looking at these coins, the people on these coins seem to be wearing like a headscarf, because it's a chiseling on the go coin, so it's not very obvious what it is on their head, but it looks like a headscarf, and they are like shirtless. For at least the men, they're shirtless. The women seem to be wearing, of course, the women are wearing much nicer dresses, but the men seem to be shirtless and they're like wearing like a skirt, and they have these like very weird weapons that they wield. It's like a curved. I will grab picture. I grab picture.
Kopesh is in
Egyptian
Yeah,
I have no
jackal
idea what that
warrior.
looks like.
Yes, it's an Egyptian Kopesh. Yes.
He says weird curve thing, sword guy, it's a Kopesh.
I didn't know the name, but I knew exactly what it looked like.
Yeah, I always called them jackal warrior for some reason.
I think that's
Larissa's
what they were
going
called in Age
to.
of War.
She's going to telepathically message Dimitri and say, I've made a discovery. There are these coins. And she's going to describe the coins in exact detail. Do you know what these are? From what time?
Darling, see if you can look for a number on the coin. That
She's going
sounds
to
like
peer
the
super
Desert
close.
Kingdom.
Acacia is going to stand at the ready to make sure that Larissa does not attempt to pick up any of the coins.
She's going
Just
to.
in case.
She's actually going to also do mold earth to make it not difficult terrain to help so Acacius can join her in looking for a number. And she's going to say, we need to find a number on the coins.
Alright. What kind of check should we make?
Make me an investigation check. One of you with advantage. Actually, both of you can, because you're kind of sort of helping each other out.
Okay, so that's a 9, that's a 18.
Ooh, I think it's me then.
Yeah.
All right. But both of you made the DC. DC was 15. You both look for the numbers, and it's a very old writing of the numbers, but it's written in Solemniac.
Comprehend languages is still active.
Mm-hmm. It's written in Solemniac, and Acacius, the numbers seem to date back to specifically 4, 9. No, not 4, 8, 4, 9.
Is that the year or is that years ago? Okay.
Now, King, I don't want to be that guy. But
Yes.
Considering they probably use a different dating system than us, how the
Yes.
hell do I figure out that it's referencing that period?
You asked, but
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
Acacius knows.
I don't know. Okay. Well, Acacius will share that with Larissa.
And Larissa's gonna play telephone and message that straight to Dimitri.
None of you seem to. You said I don't recognize the kings at all, but the style of coins seems similar to me at all.
The style of the coin was familiar to you, Acacius, but this is so damn long ago.
So,
You should not even have been born.
yeah. So, a question
Hope not.
question that might not be relevant whatsoever. Coins shaped round or classic D&D shape?
They are
D&D shape was correct.
like this.
No, base D&D the
They're not.
thing
They're
is
not. They're
weird
not
shaped.
perfect. They're not perfect circles.
Okay. But they are somewhat
They're
circular.
like if you type in shekels in Google Image, that's
okay.
what you get.
Okay.
Oh, shekels.
Also, as this is going on, I don't think if this will fucking backfire on Siren, but he'd approach the sword and essentially just kneel and not grab the sword by the hilt, but just grab it from underneath, if at all possible, with the palm of his hands up, almost as if serving mass kind of deal. He
The
would
sword
attempt.
is incredibly. You can feel the power from the sword. There is a divine energy completely foreign to you, Siren. You have, even like paladins and clerics, even though they don't serve necessarily the same god or goddess, they usually can tell like when another paladin or cleric is nearby and they serve a different god. Like, I know you. You must serve Cinder, or you must serve Jalnas or Vera. That's how you kind of like can tell. It's like a magical signature. But this one, it's like it's a completely new god that you've never served or come in close proximity to before.
Okay. So essentially, Siren would keep that sword, not wielding it as a weapon proper, but just carry it.
Oh, you're trying to pick it up?
Yeah, that's the attempt.
Okay.
That's gonna make.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Larissa.
Yeah.
Dimitri tells you that must be the kingdom of Salem.
The kingdom of Salem.
It is where the empire of Putera stands. Their kingdom used to be large and vast, but then infighting and the death of their kings, the broken line of heirs and children, and political tensions. Now the empire of Putera is a fraction of what it used to be.
Do you have an idea of who might have left such an offering? Or was this a common coin amongst all people of that kingdom? Or was it specifically nobles?
This sounds like pilgrims. I am aware that the kingdom of Salem used to worship a god they believed came from the Fae. They believed they had to travel to the Fae to give offerings at least once in their life.
Any specific amount?
Not necessarily. They just needed to give from their physical capabilities. The amount did not matter.
I see. She's going to turn to Cassius and share the information with him.
Casey's gonna ponder on this for a moment. And then he's going to, I guess, walk out of the room. And I guess sort of holler over, but not in like a disrespectful up, but just sort of like in a raised, projected voice. Because Marceline and Natasha, you guys are floating right there, just kind of watching us, right?
Yeah.
He's
just
hollering
floating
over to
outside.
Saren. What did you find over there, Saren? Or actually, no. Would I be able to tell that was the sword room from before?
You would probably, because
Yeah.
we all looked in.
You walked
Yeah.
past. Yeah, you all would have
'Cause we
looked
saw it on
and
the other
seen the
side.
sword.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
saw it when we're in the initial room too, when we
Yeah.
first entered.
And someone got sent flying. Saren, were you
That's
able
so
to?
fair.
Were you able to find the sword, Saren?
Good news is, managed to get in the room and not get flung away this time. Gonna attempt to pick it up, see what happens.
You try to pick it up, but just when your hand is about to hold on to the hilt, there is like a magnet sensation. It's like the sword is repelling you.
Oh, I see.
Oh, that can't
It's
be
not
good.
it's not like pushing you or flinging you away, but it's like a magnet sensation. Like when you put two positives together, they repel each other.
Perhaps Akasha
At this
then?
point,
As the
Saren would walk the fuck out the room. Yeah.
Luck?
So good news, didn't push me back 50 feet in one shot. Bad news, I'm not worthy enough for the blade apparently, because it keeps on pushing against me. Hard feeling to describe, but essentially, it's like there's a force field or something that pushed my hand away slightly. Didn't dare attempt to push past it.
Casey's gonna kind of rub his chin under his mask. And he's gonna kind of walk in to take a look at the sword.
The thing is,
Should we
the feeling
turn to see if any of us-
the feeling of the sword though, for having met many cleric and many other paladins, doesn't feel like any known deity. It's a foreign feeling.
Your turn.
Okay, Acacius has like two things popping off in his head, but he's gonna walk up to the sword first. And King, can I make? I guess he's going to kneel down and offer.
You are able to walk in. The magical plant is still here blocking.
No.
But you are able to walk in, yes.
Alright, Acacius is going to kind of walk towards the sword, and once he gets up to it, he'll kind of kneel down, because it's sitting on an altar, isn't it?
Yes. It's
So
very neatly, nicely displayed.
Is there any imagery on the altar? Because I see there's a thing there on the Roll20, but I don't know if that's actually there.
Oh yes, I forgot to describe that. You see what seems to be a man with angel-like wings, and he seems to be holding a staff in one hand, like made of it looks like a druidic staff, like a very nature branchy type staff, and the sword in the other hand. The way he looks in the depiction, he looks like he's holding them more ceremonially than for like combat, like for war.
So, In comparison to the statue of Lathander that we saw in Ainwaz, how does he look?
Oh, major difference. Completely
Okay.
different. This one looks
Let's-
more naturey, more druidic. That statue looks more like a warrior of light and justice.
Okay. Then that's Acacius's thought has been lost, though instead he's going to turn around. Larissa,
Yes.
do you mind coming up here?
I'm coming. Be careful, Akasha. I'm heading over with Saul.
She's gonna hide in the.
Okay, hold on.
crypt.
Let me move over here.
Okay, even better. Let's move.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
I'll move
crap.
the other way then. It's like a puzzle. We gotta not kill Akasha.
Please and thank you.
Yes, we'll move closer to the altar.
Should we all go in?
You are of the druidic persuasion, aren't you?
I am.
Well, it appears there's a druid being presented here. And considering the vines that seal up the door, I would assume, if I were to guess, that that sword belongs to one. So perhaps you should try to wield it.
She's going to look up at it. Do I recognize any of the druidic markings that, especially the staff, would she recognize it as anything to do with Limber Stone Skin?
No, they do not. Make me a religion or nature, whichever is higher for you.
Oh, nature. Easy. No, they're the same, but I get advantage because it's nature.
I was gonna
Okay.
ask if Acacia's able to aid her, and I'm gonna cast guidance.
Nice.
And that's a plus what?
I think it's a D4.
Okay. Ooh,
Yeah, it's
24.
a
Okay.
D4.
With your 24, when you look at this thing, Larissa, you know that there are many druidic circles, and you know throughout your studies, the druids are not known for like their education system. But they do share stories, they do share what's happened in the past, and you do know that there are many druidic circles that existed long before the druidic meadows existence. Even the way he's dressed gives you an impression that he's probably the druidic circle of sunbugs.
He is
You
Lord
Mhm.
Synthana?
You relay this?
She's going to gently reach out to the sword and have Soul rest on it as well and see if that changes anything.
So the first thing that happens is the moment Soul's light reaches the statue, Acacius and Larissa, you all can see on the vestments of this statue, there are like little sun bugs just crawling around him.
What else?
It's
Like a living sun bugs, or like stone carved? bugs?
stone carved.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
For real.
I was
I
about to
immediately
say
knew that was gonna cause confusion.
Yeah, because they would have
Sorry.
adopted those things
My
in a
bad.
heartbeat.
Mine.
Larissa, did you relay what you were able to realize?
Yes, she would have shared every piece of information.
Do you suppose this could have been one of Lord Synthana's? Oh, what's the right term?
Vestment.
Incarnations?
It could very
Much
well
as
have been.
Altarian is. Perhaps this man.
Maybe?
Though, I would say it does seem slightly vain to build your own temple. Perhaps Perhaps he was a close friend of the Lord Santana.
Larissa's gonna take out her parchment paper and draw some of the circles so she can bring it back to the meadows to study later.
Easily done. As you try to reach your hand to touch the sword, you also, like Sarin, feel this magnet repelling sensation. It's not hurting the two of you, but it's like you are repelled. The
It
nearer you
appears-
go, the resistance is stronger.
Hmm.
Soul is able to climb all over it without issue.
And
It
perhaps
appears
this,
I am not worthy either.
Can I try?
perhaps I was thinking.
Akasha, if I move out of the way, would you perhaps be able to lift it? You being near opposite of a druid.
I suppose, but if I get fried because this has to do with sun bugs, I'm going to haunt you.
Fair,
I
fair,
would
fair.
suggest. If you wish to try it, I won't stop you, but I would suggest against it for the same reason you're concerned.
Hmm. So that leaves
I'm doing it
Marceline.
now out of spite.
Alright. Marceline will
Yes.
also like walk up to it.
She's gonna try and touch it.
You
Just like she's gonna
reach
put a
out your
finger out. She's not gonna try and like hold it. She's just gonna like try to like just put a finger and like poke it.
you reach your finger out, and then you feel like you are touching sponge in the air, and then you start to feel that magnet repelling sensation also. It's not gentle, it's gentle, it's not violent and aggressive like the way Marceline got flung when she attacked the tree.
Wait, what? No, Saren was the one who got flung when
Oh, sorry,
Marceline tried
my
to
bad.
enter.
Not
Like,
Marceline.
got scooped out.
Yep.
Neither of us
That's
attacked
right.
the tree.
Nope, can't touch it.
Yeah, the tree attacked us.
Can I try?
Akasha's getting back on the broom.
Alright.
Perhaps
Marceline
we
is
need to
going
ask.
Yeah, once everyone else has finished touching, Acacia's gonna try something.
Marceline, you put out your hand, and then you're like, I can grab it! And then you start to feel
Wait.
magnet sensation
Ah.
as your hand
Well,
like bounces
so-
back.
Positive.
King, did you say that I had tried to touch it when Larissa was doing it?
No, I
Oh,
didn't
okay,
hear
okay.
you say that you tried to touch
Okay,
it.
I wasn't sure because I thought you said you two, and I wasn't sure if you were saying two, like the both of you, or you as well, like also in Saren. So, in that case, Acacius is going to ask if he can borrow Soul for a moment.
Of course. Soul's gonna carefully make their way to where Cassius is.
Acacius will kind of reach up and pull off his mask, and kind of pull down his hood, and he's going to look towards the sword and towards the statue. We are here to bring back Lord Santana, and I suspect that you are his oldest friend, aren't you? Would you mind coming with us for when he awakens? And he's going to offer a prayer to Santana on the sword. I guess. Do I know any prayers to Santana, or would I need to make a religion check for that?
Yeah, roll me a religion check.
Should I message Lady Ainwa?
17.
Okay. With a religion check of 17. The thing with Satana is that he's a little bit like Cinder. What pleases them is not offerings and rituals and prayers. It's action. It's its behavior. It is doing what is right. That's why the offerings for Satana is all over the place. Nobody actually knows what pleases him other than living well, being responsible, doing what is right.
Okay, but there's no like proper prayers, I guess.
There is no proper prayer, or at least none.
Then, considering he is similar to Cinder, Acacius will, I guess, feels sacrilegious to try and alter up a sermon for one god for another god. I don't know if that seems wrong in my opinion. Acacius will just kind of think on it for a moment.
Bless you.
You okay,
Lord Solana.
Mars?
Yeah, I sneezed.
All right. Sorry, Acacius, go ahead.
Alright, Blessed Lord Synthana, champion of the sunbugs, and caretaker of light. Forever trapped in battle with your brother Lord Thalabana. We stand here today with pride in our hearts and hope in our souls that you shall once again walk among us. That this time you shall have the means to break the curse that sits upon you. And I hope that I can bring your friend to be with you when you finally awaken. I suppose that'll be what he does. That'll be the prayer.
Do you try then to touch the sword?
Yes. Acacius will do kind of in a similar manner to what Saren did, where he'll kind of try and bring his hands up from underneath of it as if lifting up I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not worthy, Marceline. To try and lift up the sword kind of in a gentle, like he's picking up something fragile, or valuable. Manner.
You try to lift up the sword. Initially, there is because your hand is going from under, and because it's like a magnet repelling sensation, the sword kind of like lifts up in the air, and then it drops in your hand.
Acacius will kind of give sort of a bow before the altar. Now then, let's get you back to your rightful owner. And because there's not really any other better way to hold the sword, he's going to kind of place the sword on his belt for the time being. Unless it's, when you said it dropped in my hand, it's like floating in my hand. If that's what you meant?
Yeah, because like if you think of it like as a magnet, it like lifted up, and then like the magnet thing just completely stopped.
Okay.
So it just drops in your hand. Yeah. Okay,
so then Acacius will kind of place it on his belt for the time being, because not really. I'm definitely not going to stuff it inside my backpack because that's fucking sacrilegious. Pardon my language. And I suppose he'll. Shall we be on our way to bring back Lord Synthana?
Yes. Yes, I believe so.
Let's not waste time.
Should we go to tell Hesifarius and Ilara what we found?
Well, we're gonna walk right by them going back.
That is true.
Yeah, There's that hallway, and that hallway does connect where
There's
would end up
still
being,
this
so-
room here. There is a room here. There's another room here. And there is another room down south here.
But those connect to that hallway they're in, don't they?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So
Yes,
then
they do.
let's make our way. Let's make our way over to him.
All right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
recommend we keep the same path we used. That way we don't run into any other bad surprises.
Casey, would you lead the way so that Soul and I can help light the way?
Yes. Wait, do you not want soul, or you just wanted to ride on me for now?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't sure by your question. I was like, did you want?
It's more that we need to be in the front so that way Akasha doesn't get burned.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So then, yeah. So we'll make our way back over to the others.
Alright.
Oh, Lorcan's
I had
still
a feeling
down.
this was Santana's sword.
Poor Lorcan was stuck in the dark.
He was
All
just
right.
standing there. He wanted to stand guard.
Menacingly.
He's paying respect to death.
There's a door here. There is a door here that leads to the other side.
Should we go through the questionable side door?
No, let's not. Let's
Well,
keep
I
to
don't
the
think- I
path we
think-
know
yeah.
is safe.
Yeah, I think we want to meet up with the others, and that's kind of the.
Yeah.
Continue the exploration with Hestafarios and Alara.
Mm-hmm.
He's just standing there menacingly.
He better be. If something happens to ex-wife to be future wife again. Yeah, that kind of situation is gonna be complicated.
I'm gonna have to do this again, won't I?
You're gonna have to crawl over from here.
I guess we do that then. At least I do that.
I'm going to fly on Lorcan. Sarin, want to ride?
I mean, I should be able to get up, but hey, a free lift should never be refused, so why not?
All right, come up aboard.
Plop.
Oh god, it smelled bad. It was so bad.
Oh yeah,
It's not the
red
worst
poop,
smell, but it's bad.
cockroaches, all that good stuff.
It's
Ew.
safe to assume the abominations of the void smell worse, right?
Actually, they smell delightful. And you don't really smell anything from them because it's the void. There's nothing to smell.
There's no. Yeah.
Ah, never mind then.
So, should we just get out by the same way we came in, or.
Should we investigate the rest of the...
Did you
Temple.
get
Yeah.
what you're looking for?
Yes, we did. So let's get out of here quick.
I found Synthana's trusty partner. I'm sure he'll be happy to have him when he awakens.
I won't lie, my curiosity is piqued. I have never been in the legendary Satana's temple.
Estefarios, have you ever heard of the expression "curiosity killed the cat"?
But satisfaction.
Yeah,
out of
but
that?
Cover
satisfaction
Lorcan's
brought it back.
ears.
Why would you threaten Lorcan in such a way, Saren?
I said cat,
Lorcan
not
is-
chimera.
Lorcan is completely oblivious to the common language.
I mean, satisfaction brought it back. At least one of us can somehow revive someone.
Yeah, but you see,
I'm not
Marceline,
dead.
you see, Marceline, that's the issue. For that to be the case, there must be one of us left alive.
I don't think we'll have to worry too much about that.
I mean,
Shall we?
if I'm correct, hold on. I still have a death ward potion I have yet to drink.
What I'm saying is better go the safe way that we know we can manage to get back and get the sword where it should be, instead of risking to lose it because we're trying to explore things that we don't need to.
That's a part of
Aaron, you say
Larissa
that
and
as though
Acacia.
we have a map of the temple.
Actually, no. Larissa and Acacia already left. Bye-bye.
All right. So I suppose now that we're in this room, which room should we head to? Should we investigate first?
Closest one to furthest one?
The door
Alright.
for this room is right here below. That's where the door is.
Okay.
Where the
I
blue line
guess-
is.
I guess we can loop around to it. Perhaps we should peer inside each room before we actually.
Is there a window or a crack that is big enough for us to peer through?
Yeah, there's like a little hole here.
Folks,
Right here.
sorry, Acacius, why don't you look through here to make sure it's not booby trapped before we enter through that door, if it's not locked.
Alright.
Mhm.
Acacius will peek through.
Is Estefari's gonna come with us?
Yes, he is. Sorry, I was drawing the doorways for everyone.
Yeah, Siren is gonna use his better judgment and stay at that threshold until he is actually needed for a brawl.
Yeah. Those who are looking through the window, you will see what seems to be 3 statues. 2 male statues, 1 female statue. Akasha, when you look in, you see a lot of spider webs. Ignore the giant spider eggs. There's no big giant spider eggs.
Oh, good.
Just a lot of
Okay.
webs, a lot of dust wrapping these statues. So it kind of like hides who the statues are of.
Can I cast
make a
Gust
religion-
to blow them away? I'm sorry, Casey, I went behind you. I cast Gust to blow the webs away to see if Acacius can recognize who or what these are.
Actually, all of you recognize the girl immediately. It's Ainwa. She looks a little bit dressed differently.
Oh, specs with-
Is Salabana on there too?
Hang on. Ainwa's there, and she's the one holding the sword that Acacius is having strapped to his side.
Do we give it to the statue, Acacius?
Is she holding a statue right now? Sorry, is
Yeah,
the statue
she's
currently holding a sword?
She's holding the replica, like a statued black carved stone
Yeah.
replica of the sword.
Do we replace
Does
it with the
it-
real one?
Yeah, we'll probably have to go in to see. In that case, perhaps we should take a peek at these other rooms first.
Okay.
I'd hate to set something in motion, then, you know. Let's take a peek at this graveyard one.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
You
just gonna be
all
mindful of our
enter. You all enter. Those who look inside, you will see 4 things. They seem to be. They seem to be like stone slabs and not particularly graves. Yeah, it's in like the picture. Over here, there seems to be like a magical scroll that's just covered in dust. This one has a potion that's just covered in dust, like a potion bottle. This one also has a scroll, like a magic scroll, wrapped up in dust. And then over here seems to be a. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Can I go ahead, like as soon as your second is figured out, can I make a perception check to try to figure out what each of the scrolls and potions would most likely do from the specialized?
Yes. With your eyes, Marceline, all 4 objects are incredibly powerful magical objects. The scrolls are 2 9th level spells. You just don't know which one, but it is a 9th level spell scroll. Each
Summon
one.
Drask.
So there's 2 9th level spells.
I worry the worthiness will not apply to us if we take those of which we are not given.
Yes. I feel as though we should be looking for relics corresponding to the siblings.
So this object right here, the fourth one,
Yep.
it's like a golden casket, like a something must be inside, something valuable, but it is
Oh,
wrapped
no.
up in dust. So I will just draw it very quickly.
Anyone got
Scroll.
mage hand?
Scroll.
I don't think so. Nope, I don't.
Potion.
I have prestidigitation. I can just clean the dust off.
Now
I also have.
your gust spell was never used in the first room, right? I think King was saying to wait a little bit before using it.
Well, luckily, Gust is an instantaneous thing, and I can just cast it as many times as I wish because it's a cantrip.
Oh, okay. I couldn't. I didn't know if it was a spell slot or not.
No, don't worry. I can cast
Try not to
Gust.
knock over
I cast
the
Gust.
book.
Push.
Don't knock over the scrolls. We don't know what's in them.
A gentle Gust. Push.
Yeah, you easily are able to, with your mastery of wind, you are able to disperse the dust from the four objects. This potion is golden, just shining a beautiful golden hue on the inside. This is a golden casket. The box itself could be sold for stupid amount of money. Set for life.
And there's 2 9th level scrolls. Wait, you mentioned. I forgot how to pronounce her name. Crap. You mentioned the statue of the goddess of the
The
Fey
Iron
realm is holding the sword. Did we notice if the other 2 is holding anything that could be in here?
Yeah. Could I have made a perception check for that, King?
For
Can I walk
for what?
over?
Oh yeah, you can walk over. Up to you.
Yeah,
If you
okay.
walk over, the statues are still covered in dust.
Okay. I guess. Larissa, if you want to use your gust here.
Yep. I'll use it.
Cassius is pretty certain he's going to see a statue of Santana and Salabana next.
Your gust blows away all the cobwebs around the 3 statues. Little spiders begin skittering around the room, trying to evade the dangerous typhoon that has pushed itself into the room. And there you all can see the statue of Ainur holding the sword. You see the druid, that druid that you saw over here, all the way over here. You see him standing next to Ainur, and then you see what seems to be a hooded figure, and he's the one holding the staff from over
No.
here. From the picture that you saw, like that branchy stuff, he seems to be holding that. I need a religion check.
Alright.
Acacius gets advantage.
Yeah, I was gonna. Let's see here.
Religion.
Okay, 22, and then.
Nope.
8.
Did
You're
So
gonna get it.
22.
Marceline come to see the statue when Larissa
she is.
blew the dust away?
Yes. I don't know how close I could be because of Akasha.
We're on the broom. We should be able to see from up high.
Yeah.
Okay. Marceline, the statue with the druidic, the very good-looking druidic man, he has like a crown on his head, and it's the same exact 7-spoke design which you always see on Cinder with your special eyes.
Huh.
Fancy.
It's a similar, or like this, like one of the statues seems to have a similar symbol, like similar marking to what I see on Cinder.
Interesting. What do Acacius and Lyric see with our over 20s?
Okay, so with your 20s, with your religion check, this must definitely be Satana. If this is Ainua, this must be Satana. And then if that's Satana, this must be Salabana. As in Sylvan, there is inscriptions written on all three of them. One is called they're all titles. The hooded statue is titled this. The statue of the woman is this. And the druid looking statue is titled this. Nope, not these.
Guess there's a T there, isn't there?
Desert. Correction.
That is, I assume.
Hey.
All right. Then can I make a, wait, no. So, Marceline's the only one who sees the crown, right?
Marceline, no, all of you can see the crown on the statue, but only Marceline has seen this exact same crown floating on Cinder's head.
Okay. I wasn't sure
Was
if
that
you
on the
saw
Desert King or Talabana? Sorry.
The
Oh,
crown
on?
is on Satana.
Satana. Okay, thank you.
So we need a crown.
Salabana
a
is
staff.
holding the staff. Ainua's holding the sword.
Got it.
Okay. So we need a
And
staff and a crown still.
I mean, see now it's Cinder, but I don't know. Like it looks the exact same, but I don't know if it's the same crown.
We can ask him when we see him next.
Yeah.
It could well be a representation of their justness.
I mean, we could always message Cinder to come if it is indeed the same one we need.
I mean, it's kind of more of an aura thing. I don't know. It might just be the fact that they share very, very similar qualities, thus they both have a crown.
Well, I suppose having seen that, Acacius will theorize that perhaps the crown is inside of that casket, though I do not know if that room requires some additional observations before going in. And he looks at the very last room at the bottom and says, I suspect I will find Salabana's staff there.
I fear you may be correct. Let's go.
And Acacius is gonna start walking towards the Lord of the Shadowfell's room. That being said, I do need to run to the restroom real quick, so I'll be back in.
Alright.
All good, all good. All of you are able to make your way to the bottom. Is Akasha following?
Gosh, it's on my broom. You want to hop off?
Yeah, she's gonna get down.
Okay.
All right. Let's take a quick 5 minutes break, everyone. To reach this room, here it seems like the wood has rotten. It looks like It looks like really like a church setting where the wood is very, very old and has started to break apart the chairs.
Cassius is definitely getting very nervous about what the implications of this room might be, but he's going to step inside.
You step inside and you see what seems to be like a resting place where you saw the sword was, but nothing is there.
Cassius
Like
is
clearly
going
there's a
to-
resting place for something.
Interesting.
I will cast Gust to
Can
dust
I-
off any cobwebs covering any symbols that may aid Acacius.
Yeah, and I guess Acacia is gonna go take a look at this, at the resting place.
As you get nearer, and because Larissa's gusting off the place, all of you can see there are inscriptions of the hooded figure, and like some of the paintings show like his robes are white color, but then his eyes on the paintings looks like it's been very aggressively scratched out, like done in anger, all over the four walls.
Oh dear.
God, what the fuck has she been doing to him?
I mean, he did aid the Six in the final battle. No, he betrayed her at the end, didn't he?
Acacia's gonna kind of be looking around the room. The place where something is supposed to be seated, what does it look like?
It looks like something really thin, thinner than a sword, longer than a long sword.
Anyone got locate object or anything?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
And even if I do, like,
Acacius, make me an insight check in the room with advantage.
Okay. I was actually about to. I'll make the insight check first and see what the response is. Oh, 28.
Okay, Acacius, you see the defaced, like there is other paintings in this room of like other divine beings. There's even Shar in the background, but
hey, there's
the
your
only
dog.
one, the only one that has all the defacement, like someone like vandalized this room and vandalized the paintings, is all the ones that show a hooded white figure with the holding the staff, that branchy looking staff in his hand. The eyes look like it's been aggressively scratched out, and that's when, Acacius, you put the pieces together. This is probably where his followers of Satana were very angry at Salabana for some reason. This might be when Salabana killed Satana the first time.
Question is, where did that staff end up?
I fear it could be in one of
Acacius
two.
is kind of gonna look a little longingly at the painting of Shar. He's gonna critique it a little bit. How accurate are they?
It's done pretty well. All the gods, all these are old gods, by the way. Half of them y'all don't even know. The other half are dead. But she looks pretty faithful, actually. Not hardly any difference.
I'm impressed. These
They
old
did her
artists
justice?
actually got her right. Yes. Many of them give her much more of a scowl than she truly has.
The
It
more
appears-
modern paintings of Shah make her look more on the voluptuous and more sexier depiction, if you will.
Scandalous.
Wow, that probably does not make a case just comfortable looking at photos of this
Nope, no, it's not. Yeah.
I appreciate
this is
the
what-
modest attire in this one.
That's what Char actually looks like. For the most
Does it
part.
match who you see, Marceline?
King?
I don't think you've seen her yet, right? I remember in the description she didn't physically
Oh, it was only her voice. I
show
couldn't
you.
remember.
Yeah.
Well,
Would it-
Larissa wouldn't know either way.
I didn't see her, I heard her.
It
Ah.
seems to me as though this temple, its worshippers worshipped all three of those gods long ago. And well, the first time that Salabana killed his brother, they took revenge. Now the question is, where did his spear end up?
Can I make a perception check to see if my specialized trademark pick up anything?
I will see if you're the trouble. The only thing magical in this room is the 6 of you.
Could it be encased in this statue? To destroy the statue, we find the spear?
I don't think. We'll wait on that.
I also
I have
don't
an
want to destroy
idea.
a statue, Marceline.
Larissa, you do have. And can I take a closer look at this sword, King?
Yeah.
Perhaps
Just kind
it
of, I
will
want to make
resonate.
like a look into it. Just kind of, is it actually is it that it's got holy energy? Is it actually a special, unique sword, or is it just relatively normal, but because of its constantly being worshipped, it's gained this sort of holy aspect?
No, the sword is holy,
Okay.
sacred,
So we
since
need
its conception.
So we need most likely the spear itself. And I guess Acacius will turn to the others. If you want to try and figure out what's with the crowd, take a deep breath. I have some water to lurk through.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just gonna kind of make his way over to wherever the nearest point is, and he's gonna start searching through water.
Larissa may reach out to Valgor to see if she can pass along a message to Lady Ainwa to see if any of the descriptions of this room ring familiar or if there's any differences from what she may remember to how it is now.
You can speak to her directly, Larissa.
Oh, how about that? I definitely do that.
She tells you, her voice becomes sad. Yes, the priests of Salem, in their anger, they tore down the altar to my brother. And then they broke the spear. They broke the staff.
Oh dear. Where is the staff or pieces now?
It is unknown, but it is believed that they threw them into the frozen hells.
She's gonna turn to Acacius and say, "We have a problem."
And what is that?
According to Lady Ainwa, the staff was broken when this priest of Salem did this, and it's believed, and she's going to nervously look to Marceline, They threw it in the frozen hells,
The
which
same
gives it a
place
lot of
where
wiggle room of looking for it. Because we don't know
King,
how many pieces it broke into.
I have a question for you in pertaining to Salabana, Synthana, and whatnot. Is Salabana technically considered a dark elf as well, or is he like his own thing?
She'll ask that to Lady Ainwa because she has no idea.
Oh, I'm asking King this.
Oh,
No, he is not considered.
Okay.
They are gods, so they are like celestial beings.
But yeah, I
They
just
don't
wasn't sure if
share
they
the
fall
race.
under like a similar umbrella or not.
No.
Okay.
They are a completely unique species.
you don't know how
Okay.
many pieces the staff broke into by chance. That's a lot of ground to cover.
They could only hack the staff twice, so 3 pieces.
3 pieces. Okay. The sizing unknown or relatively equal.
It was a long time ago. I suppose roughly equal parts.
Thank you, Lady Ainwa. I'm sorry to bring up such sad memories for you.
But it's okay. It's been very long.
I guess Acacius will, now knowing that the staff is a no-go,
We may have to come back.
was anyone, did
ask-
Akasha and Marceline, were you guys gonna try and figure out the crown situation? Or the box in here?
Yep.
Yeah, do you want to ask? Do you want, Larissa? Do you want to ask her like about this ring too?
She will ask about the ring Marceline describes.
Sorry, what ring is this, Marceline?
Room.
Oh, room.
This area.
Oh, the 4 tomb.
There is no ring. There is
That's
no
why I'm
ring. There is no
confused.
horn passing say.
Oh, I know I will tell you. Those are four gifts that was given to honor Setana's memory the first time he died.
We will not touch those until we ask Synthana for him to collect those items for his next journey in this life. Speaking of, to remind myself, he is to meet us at our destination because I message you and he will be summoned, or is he finding his own way here?
She pauses for a moment. I will send him. I will send him to wherever you are in Nirman.
Very, very good. She's gonna tell Acacius, I have to tell Lady Ainwa when we're ready, and she will help transport him here.
I see.
For the
Could you
legwork.
ask her something for me?
Absolutely.
This sword, is it hers or Synthana's? Because I was gathering it was his, but that statue, she's the
Yes,
one
it's
in
hers.
possession of it.
She'll ask about the sword.
Yes, the sword is mine.
It is
And
Lady Ainwa.
Acacius, you can add Ainwa's sword to your inventory.
He's gonna apologize to the sword, for mistaking its owner.
That could be why it didn't pick up when we prayed to Synthana.
Yeah. Okay,
It
Ainwa's
was-
sword. How does that work? Is that just an item that I can find?
Yeah, it's an item you can find. It's a legendary item.
You
Yeah.
want to make sure your own brew is enabled to see it in your character sheet.
I found it. I think I found it. Add.
Yep. Ainwa
Here, I'll
tells.
share it for you guys. Ooh.
Ainwa tells Larissa how she, when her brother was crowned king of Salem as a coronation gift for her beloved sibling, she gave the sword to him. The sword became his. Salabana, at that time still a genuine loving brother, gave him his staff. Before madness claimed him to murder his own brother.
I'm gonna shoot you a message about something in the Acacia site RP.
Shoot.
Should we? This lady, I want us to take the gifts and give it to Altarian when he's ready to go, or just leave him there.
I think Larissa's just going to respond with, I think we just leave them there and have him collect it on our way out. It feels wrong to take offerings for Synthana. But do at your own risk.
I don't want to get smite by any god. Dead or alive, I don't want to get smite by any of them.
Neither do I. I think it best we just leave it to Synthana when he awakens. As a welcome back gift, so to speak, as they are offerings for him.
Alright.
They'll perhaps aid him in his battle against Salabana.
There's a lot of typing. This is a cool sword. And hey, someone joined the Legendary Item Club!
So, does Ainwa perhaps know the way through the temple?
She will ask Lady Ainwa, do you know of a pathway to get to the temple? And she'll describe the route they've taken thus far.
And the 3 statues.
Yes, and describe the rooms they've passed in case something jogs her memory.
Acacia's likely kind of shivers with kind of relief as they walk out of the room.
Very intense typing.
Oh yeah. I know it's merely an altar to him, but I was fearful I'd have to stand in his presence again. He'll kind of mumble under his breath. Larissa's probably the only one who hears that.
She's going to just look at a case and say, "You, from experience, I don't want to step foot in front of him again either."
Yes. Well, I suppose if this isn't supposed to go through that statue, then a closer look is warranted. I guess Acacia's gonna go look at the statues instead then.
Alright, let's head back. If it's
Yeah,
not fussy over the exact thing we need and only needs a replica, I can cast Mold Earth and I can create a staff
don't think it would be the same.
I mean, we can try anything once.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yes, shall we head in?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Alright. Go check out the statue room, folks.
I'm gonna stay my undead ass right out here.
You'll have a good front row seat.
Okay,
Where's
sure. I
this-
need you to roll a d20.
Oh no.
Hey,
Yes, Larissa?
All of us?
No, just a question.
Okay.
16.
Oh. Oh, shit.
Oh, Gusha.
Yes.
You know, you see Lorcan standing nearest to you. He is staring at Marceline and Acacius and Larissa. You know, he has the curious face of, what are these people up to? And then Akasha, you feel this chimera's looking real tasty. Really tasty. And then you're like,
Akasha?
snap out of it. Wake up.
Yeah, she'll get further away from any living thing. She's gonna just have her happy ass right over here in the corner. Facing
Akasha?
away. She's facing the wall. She's not talking to anybody. She put herself in timeout. She's facing the wall. She's not
Oh my.
speaking to anybody.
Larissa and Acacius, who are like completely oblivious to what's happening.
Mhm.
You all inspect the statue. Nothing particularly odd stands out. But Acacius, when you get closer to the statue of Salabana, you can see the eyes of the statue have been completely gouged out and just chiseled and scratched in. It's a mockery.
Acacia is gonna kind of reach up to Celebana. Well, how tall are these statues actually?
They're about 15 feet. Big statues,
Oh.
tall statues.
Okay. He's gonna kind of, I guess, lay a hand on Celebana's statue, and he's gonna kind of mumble, "What would you have been like if none of this had ever happened?" And he'll kind of give a sigh. From looking around, there doesn't seem to be any sort of mechanism or like the swords or the staffs. They don't seem to leave the statue hands or anything like that.
No, no such thing.
Well, I'm stumped.
Do we redraw in his eyes? Larissa's gonna shiver thinking about having to draw out his eyes.
Larissa, you can form the shape, right? With Orthmond.
I cannot mend. I don't have that, but I have mold earth, and she's going.
Sorry, that's what I meant. I thought it was Earthmend was the name of the spell.
I can have two of these going on at once. If we give Lady Aima her sword, I can try and mimic the other two items.
No, I already asked. We can't remove the swords.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, but the eyes. I've seen his face, right? Presumably,
But would it
decently
be
close up.
different from
King.
how it looked 5,000 so years ago?
It does look very different, Acacius.
Okay.
It looks very different. The face that you remember is a handsome, young, good-looking, tough man.
What?
A handsome man. Larissa and Marceline and those who have seen him remember a face a mother could only love. Let's put it that way.
Okay. And how does mine compare to this statue then?
The statue looks, here he looks very, very chiseled, very flawless, except for the eyes, completely gouged out. And then, of course, the stone has worn out a bit from 5,000 years.
But it's somewhat akin to the way that I remember him.
Yeah, somewhat akin. Yeah.
Okay. I was a little
Can you
confused there.
describe it, and I will.
And that way,
make
yeah,
it?
Larissa, Acacius is going to. You're probably gonna find this weird too, out of
Okay.
character. So Acacius is going to start describing how Salabana's face should be looking. And in like, I guess I can make a roll for how detailed I can get, can't I? King.
I'll have growth, I suppose, to make like
We
an
will
eye mask.
say, are you proficient in any of the arts?
No. I do have a +2 to performance. But
This is not
oh wait,
performance.
I am okay. I have proficiency in jeweler's
Ooh.
tools.
That is acceptable. You may roll a d20 and add your proficiency mod to it.
Okay.
We will use.
I got a 9.
We will
Should we
use
inspiration that?
wisdom. We will
I
use
think I should inspiration.
wisdom and proficiency bonus.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I'm gonna guidance as well. I'm gonna choose to use my heroic inspiration for this session. Surely I won't regret this decision. And I feel like I could just roll a charisma save. Sorry, a wisdom save on the sheet because that's effectively the same.
Nice.
So it'll be, and then my d4 is so 22.
You are able to describe and assist in the restoration of Salabana's features, especially the eyes. Larissa, he actually looks like a loving brother, elder brother.
He must have had so much pain to know that he would be forced to fight his younger brother with no choice.
Yes, I often wonder what would life have been like in the Shadowfell if all of this had never happened. If the three of them could have just stayed.
Perhaps if one of us
Yeah.
had a wish spell, we could wish that into fruition to undo the curse.
Well, maybe. Maybe to undo a curse.
So that he won't have to kill his brother, but still fight. And thus, part of it is negated, so it won't affect us as much. As we will not completely undo fate, but just the end result of it not being to the death.
Perhaps it could be possible, but I don't know where we're getting our hands on something like that.
We'll keep our eye out. I heard there was a wish spell, and she's going to recite when she last heard we were allowed a wish spell.
Acacius
And
is
where-
going to kind of slightly turn his eyes towards the gifts to Synthana, but he's not going to say anything about it.
I forgot
how do
where we were allowed a
we-
wish spell. I know we were allowed one. I just don't remember where you said it was. I think it was with
We haven't
Medusa.
We haven't
Well, we
encountered
got-
the wish spell thing.
No, we haven't.
Yeah,
I just don't
we also
remember
had
where it
the
was. I wrote it down.
The whole questionnaire thing.
I think that's from the other campaign.
It is from the other campaign. You're
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
We had the whole questionnaire thing where for wards and stuff like that.
Oh,
but
I think
we've been
in
in this
that
dungeon
case,
this entire time.
I think in that case, Larissa would know where one is.
Which one? Because I know of a
It's in a
few from the other
particular
one.
vault where a certain mythical bad boy keeps all the bad shit insane
Oh,
stuff.
that's right.
I gotta ask because I'm
Marceline-
feeling dumb. How the hell do we get out of here? Where do we get
Right
Back
here.
the way we came.
Oh no, well, sorry, I didn't mean going back out. I mean, how do we progress. I can't. I'm probably overthinking it.
We make a
Does
door.
Does Marceline notice that, like, if, like, how Akasha's doing at the moment?
I mean, she's facing the wall. Either there's something really interesting about this part of the wall.
Akasha, is that wall interesting?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Deception.
I'm gonna roll an insight. I'm gonna roll an insight.
You liar!
I see through your bullshit.
Do you?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one.
Guys, I don't think Akasha's doing good. Akasha, do you need blood?
Not from any of you.
That's not an answer.
But I answered it anyway.
What's going on out there, Acacius? I hear lots of mumbling.
I think it's better for everyone if I don't know.
That's fair enough.
I don't think Akasha's doing good. I think she's getting to the point where she really needs to eat as soon as
Then
possible.
let's find her something to eat, Marceline.
Now, I really tried to clue you in with the whole it's probably better for everyone if I don't know line. But Cassius is not, is now, because he doesn't have his mask on right now, he kind of makes this face. That's almost like a scowl, but like a pitiable scowl.
Larissa's going to ask you to raise the scarf to cover your mouth because she can see the expression.
She's still facing the wall. She can't see anything. She is counting the
We're
cracks.
we're in another room and all that. We need to get through this place very quickly. And if that, he's gonna walk out of the room and he's gonna start going along the walls trying to see if there's like a doorway somewhere. King.
Oh, I better follow you for the light.
You are able to make your way there, but nothing significant happens.
I'm walking along the walls to see if there's anything along the walls, like a door or a window or something like that.
You are able to do so. Oh, you moved there. I thought you
I'm walking. Okay, King, what I'm saying, I was gonna walk along the whole wall line.
Here's where you see, when you get there to that part of the room, that's where you see the break. That's where the crawlers came from. You can hear like cavern sounds.
Please don't tell me this is where we have to go.
Larissa's gonna peek down nervously, but gripping the wall with all of her might.
Cassius will kind of give a sort of a whistle, to kind of get the attention of the rest of the party.
Did you find something?
Follow our voices! Follow our voices!
You should see this yourself.
What do I see when I peer downwards?
Marceline will send over the broom to Akasha.
That's the neat part, Larissa. You don't.
And then move over. So Akasha, you can use the broom.
She will do so and keep a great distance between her and her party.
I could. Oof.
Akasha, how much longer can you stand without blood?
Good question. I have not gone this long before.
I don't like the sound of that.
Above table.
No. Okay, someone give me a dagger.
Above table. Remind me why y'all are going down the crawler's cave?
Right.
We thought it was
we
the way
aren't. We
out.
aren't yet. Well, I said I wanted to walk along the walls to try and find a way out of this room because I assume we have to go further into the temple to find Altarian. Sorry, not Altarian,
No.
but to
Thing
find
is-
wherever we gotta
thing
bring back
is-
Santana.
No.
Thing is, Siren is walking there, but he'll just. But as he's walking and getting closer to you guys,
I'm not
Sis-
saying we have to go through this door.
Above
this
table,
hole.
above table. You can absolutely explore what's down there. Just be ready for a lot of fighting. Or you can just go out because you already got the sword.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to
Oh,
do.
which
Oh,
is
that's
which
why
is
we came here. We came.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought we were looking for a place like a shrine to Santana specifically that we were resurrecting him at.
no. We grab
I
the
thought
sword,
that's
we
what we were
bring
doing
it.
as well through here.
No, we grab the sword, we bring it somewhere else. Was the mission?
Got it. Love Saren's
Okay,
remembering.
I did
Oh wait,
not know
yeah,
that
it's
part.
been like what 6-7 sessions.
The-
So
It's been a
it's all
month or
good.
two.
yeah.
Well,
It's
I
good,
don't
it's
even
all good.
remember that part of it at all.
But
I don't remember this.
anyways,
I don't.
It's
Anyway, Siren would move when he hears Acacia's whistling. It's like, seriously, Acacia's? The exit's the other way.
Yeah.
Following Saren. Saren,
This
take
is where
Soul
they're-
and lead us out, please.
Yeah.
Larissa, can you
I-
mold
I-
Earth? Sorry.
I can mold Earth again. Sure, she'll mold Earth.
Oh, Hestafarius. I need to move Hestafarius. Since all of you came to that place, who has highest passive perception?
Probably not.
Oh,
23, sorry.
19.
16.
I miss my druid.
Acacius with a 23.
Yeah, we've been over this before.
Yeah, fucking wisdom for the
I-
win.
I completely forgot. With your 23, Mr. Acacius, as you're walking away, you just barely see this just standing there. It's not coming out into the light because there's soul, there is a
I don't
big
see
ass
anything.
angel. It just watches.
I don't
What do
see
you
anything.
see?
Yeah. you're
Oh,
correct.
you
I
see.
don't know if King's trying to show me something, but I'm not seeing it.
Oh, you see a humanoid creature, extremely muscular, like very athletic, pale, sickly pale. It looks like this.
Time to
You
go.
know.
It's just standing there.
Estefarius, do you see that thing?
Yes.
What is it?
It means time to go.
I will take
Alright,
that.
yep.
Quickly.
Yeah, told.
If the angel says we gotta go, we gotta go.
Yep.
I've-
and
I've been-
resume.
I've been telling you that since the whole goddamn beginning.
I
Alright,
trust
let's
the
get the fuck
angel
outta
more
here.
than you, Saren. I've known him longer.
No.
Should I make a portal just so we can get out easier, or should we go the way we came?
The way we came is
Just go
good
the
enough.
way we
Let's
came.
not waste
Yeah,
magic.
I did not realize because even on the first session here, I was thinking that it was a sword that we needed to bring to, like we wanted to have with us when Santana was brought back. I did not think that we were just picking the sword up, and I must have missed that part of the discussion when we were.
I honestly
here.
thought we had to go through here, pick up the sword, and then go out another way through this location to get to where we needed to go.
Yeah, I
Oh,
figured. Yeah,
no,
I thought this was a pass-through location.
Yeah, that
for
was
us
never-
To,
Yeah, that was never stated to be so, but
No,
yeah.
it wasn't. It was my assumption.
No,
well,
you
I
all are.
assumed
You all
this
are
was
good.
the temple we were supposed to go through to go find where we were going to revive it. That's what I thought we were doing.
No. You're all good. You're all good. Altarian is. It's already known that Altarian is the reincarnation, the current reincarnation of Satana. Just you haven't met him yet.
Let's get out of here.
Alright, all of you are able to.
Another fucking storm. Sorry.
all of you are able to exit.
Oh, Fury is
The-
still here.
No, he's not. He's dead. He's been unsummoned.
Oh, okay.
The fuck?
I've lost soul.
Away we
What is
go.
We're going to die.
Uh-oh.
Yo.
What is
Can I
that?
please have soul back
What
so
is
I don't
that?
get like ripped a new one by the time I get back to the Fae?
Well, I feel like I'm the only one who's noticed this stuff yet.
No, I noticed, and that is bad news. That's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
I
I want
assume we can
soul.
see that from up here, King?
Oh, shit. This is supposed to be in GM layer. There we
GM
go.
layer.
I was so scared.
You all just see, when you all come out, all of you see this huge Neolithid. Nature check.
Nature.
Essentially above table, a nilted tadpole that didn't infect anybody. That's what it turns into.
I'm gonna use guidance on mine.
Oof, I didn't do well. I don't know what that is.
So I have a total of 17.
That's a
Where
that's a
is-
fuck all 11
there
on my
we
end.
go. There we go.
I'm going to inspiration that because I feel like it's
Soul
important. we should-
returns.
Yes. That's why I feel like I've just wasted a bunch of time for the party because I didn't realize that we weren't trying to go deeper.
Acacius and
That
only
is 17
Acacius
total.
knows what that is.
Okay,
That
so
is a
what
Neolithid. That's a creature, Acacius, from, well, nowadays the only places you find a Neolithid is in the astral realm, or the astral
Oh, yeah.
sea, or the Underdark.
Only we had a specialist at killing things in the astral sea with us.
These things are extremely violent and extremely lethal and hungry, and it's dead. Something killed it,
Oh no.
and it looks like its body was dragged all the way here.
So
If I
something
revivify it, can I
strong
keep it
enough
as a
to
pet?
kill one of those things.
No, you're not keeping it as a pet, Larissa.
It looks
But I
dead.
would be raising it.
It looks like it's dead to
Ice.
me.
Eyes up, everyone. This is a bit more important. It is dead, but it's very, very strong, which means something killed it and then dragged it here.
Let's
Which means
let's get out of here
if
fast.
that thing is still here. Gonna pause for a second.
Actually, what's the range on that?
Estefarius. That thing we saw before. Do you think it's responsible?
I need to inspect it closer.
Everyone be on guard. And I suppose let's move closer.
You know what?
Alright, hold on, let me
As
do
Acacia
that.
says, let's move closer. It's like, give me. Let me
Should
get
we fly,
within.
perhaps?
Let me
Get some
get.
aerial view?
Yeah, let me get within 60 feet of it, and I'll try to see if I can't sense anything lurking in the shadows.
I'll,
We can fly on Lorcan.
Tasha,
Hmm.
I know you're struggling, but can I get on the broom?
I will get off of the broom. Yes.
No.
You may not
Akasha, are you able to drink the blood of
Akasha.
that thing?
It's dead.
Oh yes, I
We
can
don't know how long
revivify it
it's dead.
for 1 hit point, and then you can drink it to death.
No, thank you. I don't know what blood that is. I've never had that, and I do not wish to try.
Okay,
I don't know.
King.
Fair enough.
Okay, so King, here's what's gonna happen. Siren will move there and use his Divine Sense feature. Anything and everything in that 60-foot circle that is a fiend, an undead, celestial fiend or undead that is within 60 feet and that's not behind total cover. I can detect them. Just know they're there
Okay.
within that red
Your
circle.
siren goes off as acacia pings behind you.
Okay, nothing new there.
Everything else is nothing else you notice.
Well, within 60 feet of me, the only thing that is disturbing my senses is that that lady over there. But other than that, there doesn't seem to be any undead, fiend, or celestial around us within 60 feet of me. So
All right, awesome. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Hold up.
Okay.
The only thing that pinged was Akasha.
yeah, she's undead.
Estefarios didn't ping.
He's not undead.
He's a celestial. though.
You said celestial.
Yeah, if the Furious would have pinged as well. 100%.
That's why
Oh,
I'm
I
asking
thought you
if he
said-
pinged or not.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's two different things. It's celestial fiend
It's a
and
fake
undead.
I reckon you'd probably start freaking out.
Yeah.
Oh, so it also affects celestial.
Yeah, celestial
Okay,
fiend
my
or
bad.
undead. That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
That's why
Yeah,
Grivari knew.
Celest-
That's why Grivari knew that Althea was a Nephilim. Not a Nephilim, but Asimar.
Hestafarios pings
Kind of figured.
on your senses.
Okay, so the only but the thing
I
is,
get really worried there.
yeah, Sauron said the only thing that would be worrying that pinged was Acacia.
Estefarios doesn't ping. Wait a minute.
But Estefarios doesn't worry Sauron. He's an angel.
If it was Hestefarios, but if it's something that looks like Hestefarios, that's
Yeah.
where things
Fair
become
enough.
more concerning.
Okay.
Or it pinged when Hestafarios was with y'all, but then when y'all came out,
It didn't.
Hestafarios no longer
Yeah.
pinged.
Here's
Yeah.
a funny
Gotta go
thing.
back.
Here's a funny thing, King. I never used it while we were down there.
Oh dear.
Even scarier.
No, I think one
Luckily,
of
I
us
just
did.
summoned him willy nilly.
No, I did before we entered, and now I just did when we exited. I remember that much.
All right, so I guess we'll move closer to the thing.
Alright.
Okay.
Marceline is like on her broom.
Akasha is riding on Marceline's broom, yes?
No, she's not.
Ooh. Oh, damn it.
No.
Haha.
Bye, Marceline.
Marceline does like
Um,
Marceline is honestly tempted to just just try to feed her right now.
Nope,
Uh,
she will
or-
not. You'll bleed for no reason. Don't
Like
do that.
probably like pour her blood into a bottle and just give it to Akasha.
Sauron tried that already. Doesn't work.
Let's see. Sarin.
Yep.
Roll me a, because Acacius won't know this. Sarin, roll me a roll me nature with advantage.
God fucking damn it. Why is it always fucking nature?
I hope you were paying attention in class.
Yes, I did because natural 20, bitch.
Woo!
Oh my gosh. Okay.
For
So with your natural
22.
20 and the way Akasha is reacting and behaving to all of you, and the fact that Marceline is like trying to literally cut herself so that Akasha can drink from the bottle, you realize Akasha must be one of those high-ranking type vampires. She needs to fulfill certain requirements, feeding requirements. That's why she cannot just simply bite any of you.
Marceline,
Oh.
don't waste it. The blood's
What requirement do you need, Akasha?
well, Well, Soren would
That
just
is
say,
my
don't waste.
business. We just need
Yeah.
to go to a place with high crime rates and dark alleys, and I will be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you're willing to become a hardened criminal, Marceline, I don't think any of us can help her. Sadly.
Hold on. Let me do some vandalism real quick.
I said major crime, Marceline. Major.
Desecrating
This is a
the
temple,
holy
Saren. That is
sanctum,
a
I
major
would say, is
crime.
pretty evil.
Not to me. I don't care about religion that much.
At this point, Soren would
Okay, so
just
it's
look at
personal
Larissa.
to you specifically.
At this point, Soren would look at Larissa and Marceline's like, I got raised in a church, and even I know that's not even close.
You didn't meet not Santana, Salabana.
Well, anyway, I'm done with you guys. Let's get the fuck out of here already. I'm dragging our feet too much.
On the double.
Alright.
I was assuming Hesperus was going to inspect the monster more. That's what I was waiting for.
Yep.
he
He
said
is
he was
here
gonna do that,
to
so,
inspect
yeah.
it. Anybody want to roll investigation? Hastafaros gives help action.
I will help action him.
I'll also help.
My investigation is a 2, so I probably should not be doing this.
Same.
Mine's terrible, that's why I'm doing a help action.
Oh, mine's a +7. If y'all would give
Okay,
away
yep.
from it.
And I'll guidance you, Akasha, so you get an extra d4. And you get, like, a ton of help actions.
Huzzah. Okay, so that's. Oh, damn. Never mind. It's only +4. I was looking at intimidation. This dyslexia.
That's
is
still
getting my
better
ass.
than +2.
Yeah, that doubles most of
Plus
us.
0.
You might be able to intimidate the investigation.
Lol. Roll one more time because you have one.
And you get a
Okay, very
d4.
good.
And here's your
Oh,
d4.
+D4? Gotcha. Hold on.
There you go, 3.
Okay.
Oh, you got a 4, you
I got a 4.
everyone.
Okay, with your 21 on the roll, this thing died from intense physical blunt trauma.
Somebody beat this thing to death.
Yeah. And the blunt looks like it was made by something with hands or fists like your size.
Somebody
Regular.
my size put hands on this.
Oh, that's uncomfortable.
Wait,
That was
wasn't?
definitely the thing we saw earlier. We need to leave.
Yeah, the thing
Okay,
is,
side 2.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll get ready to make a portal.
I mean,
Go.
honestly, in the Fate, there's too many things that would fit that description. I'm not comfortable at all.
Alright.
For all we know, it could be
you
that
wanna-
Archag again.
Is there a specific place you want me to make a portal
The
to?
desert,
Or should I...
that would be where his resting place would be.
The desert.
The desert.
The I forgot the name of the empire. Hold on.
Putera.
Uh,
Putera.
Not me
yeah.
also.
So Pudera?
Yep, that's. Wait, was this
Alright,
thing in the Fey realm that we needed to meet, or in the Empire actually?
I know I said that Alteran she'll send Alteran to where they are.
Alright.
We just have to keep the sword. You just have to keep the sword for now.
Oh, okay. So wherever we
I will
are, that's
enter
where
the
you show up.
portal last, as I think whatever it is not going to like Soul's light very, very much. So Hestafarius and
Alright.
I will bring up the rear.
Alright. Alright, hopefully there's no, like, undead people, like, undead within, Pudera. Do I need to roll something to make a portal to
Hang on,
Pudera?
I'm bringing up the world map. I don't.
D100.
Sandsea Desert, I believe, is where we need to go, or the Drylands. I just don't remember which.
I mean, you have
Okay.
somebody in the party that would be familiar with the Empire. Just
The
saying.
Sandsea Desert is my guess, folks.
Thing thematically, I want to ask because I get this feeling we're about to be have the shit beaten out of us. Am I allowed to actually use this sword, or am I just carrying it?
No, you can use the sword.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure if it was like if I attempted to draw it, if it would just like not work or something like that.
I would assume
No.
you have to attune or something based
Well,
on what
it does
is.
have attunement requirements, yes, but it does have normal stuff as well.
Hmm.
I think
Larissa,
that
you don't have to go to the desert temple just yet.
Oh. Maybe
Yeah,
the Fae then, where Lady Ainwa is, or the Meadows.
You can
Alright.
either return to the meadows, you can return to the dark domain.
I think the Dark Domain,
Soul.
as Akasha, may need some assistance there first.
Yeah, but not with Soul. So Meadows first.
No,
then...
Soul's going back in my hood. I keep forgetting I'm allowed to do that. Soul
Yeah,
is going
you
to
can
hide
turn off.
in my hood
Yeah,
so the light does
Can-
not kill everybody in radius.
I've never been to
Yeah,
the King of
Soul
Regalia. I
can-
think that would be an
so-
interesting place for us to go.
Soul can turn off the light. By the way,
He's going to turn off the light and hide in my hood.
easily done.
Okay. Alright. Marceline's gonna make a portal to the dark domain.
Easily done. Roll D100.
Oh no!
Wait a second. Wait a second. Hestaforios, where are those? I assume that the six are currently gathered somewhere.
He looks at you. Well, they just returned from the hells. There is a lot of intense discussions going on.
I see.
One of it involves the sage.
And beside Acacius, it's not really our place to intrude on them.
Fair enough. I just figured it'd be the very least we'd know that that place would be safe, and we wouldn't have to worry about Soul accidentally immolating half of the population. But lead the way.
Alright. Does a 64 do anything?
A 64. Okay, well, it seems like you are going to end up in the dark domain.
Woo.
Okay, good.
Dimitri's house, here we come.
Bloop.
Alright.
I don't think I've been present for one of these portal things before, so I don't know how they work.
I mean, you
You're
have
in
a
for a
couple of
treat.
times.
Why?
So,
He's only
So
seen
basically-
Dimitri's portals.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen you use a gate before.
I believe I made a portal to the Fey realm.
Did you?
Unless
Oh, that's right.
someone
We
else-
had
you
one
did.
with
You
Attack.
did. Yes.
Nice. All of you make it with Marceline's door ability. All of you are able to return to the dark domain. You all find yourselves in basically the busy streets, and everybody is going nuts. Everybody is like, I'm glad Lucian's our king, and people are just going nuts and just praising him about it. Did you hear the reports? It is said that Lucian slayed millions of demons in hell, even fought the king of hell himself. People are just going nuts about all the rumors and stories that has been happening. It seems the word has spread far and wide, very, very quickly.
The streets are louder than usual.
It's just very much suspicious of this, that that word would actually spread that fast of something that probably was a very secret operation.
Oh yeah, if Grivari your daddy would be mad as fuck. It's like, this was supposed to be classified.
Suppose
Then people
that
are like,
means there's some
send
wolves.
us back! And then you see like people like wearing red dragon masks.
This pleases me, but this is concerning. Perhaps Dimitri will know something more of this.
Yeah.
Then let's go.
I wonder if
Someone's leaking info. Though I
Yeah,
suppose my
um,
lord returning was obvious to all of us.
Oh,
yeah.
Let's be honest, one of the leader of the major orders coming back from essentially imprisonment in the abyss, it's gonna be leaked one way or another.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we need to go. Hopefully Dimitri has some blood bottles full
Oh,
of criminal.
fuck! Acacius doesn't have his mask on. Acacius very, very
Oh,
quickly puts his mask on.
all of you start to make your way quickly to Dimitri's home. There, of course, waiting outside at the door, you all see everybody's favorite vampire boy. As Dimitri walks up to you, Larissa, and gives you a hug.
She'll return that hug.
Welcome home.
I have a question. Did any of the leaks include that he went there? Where we were hearing people talk about it?
No, you don't hear anything about Dimitri.
Okay.
You
But
hear about the six. You hear about the six. You hear about um,
the gods.
yeah, the gods. Yeah, like it's so fast that even the newspapers are already printed out.
By the way, Lord.
Cinder is back. Freya has returned.
By the way, Lord Dimitri, uh, I don't, I don't want to pry too much or cross a line here, but there's a lot of rumors going on out on the street. Any of it actually from a credible source, or? I mean, I know for a fact that Cinder's back and Freya also because we all felt it. But there's a few things that they say that I'm not so sure are exactly up to par.
He smiles at you. Well, the people need something to look forward to. It was not too long ago. Most folks believed Freya and Cinder to be dead.
Fools, a lot of them.
Yes. Well, yeah, a fool, but when people don't see, some of them stop believing.
Oh yes, when I get my hands on the apprentices who walked off after Cold Harbor.
Dimitri, Natasha isn't doing so good. Do you happen to have any bottles of blood that used to belong to criminals?
That's not the.
Dimitri, like
Natasha's
Dimitri, I imagine Dimitri is like still like holding Larissa by her side. He looks at you, Tasha. He, Akasha, you know that he knows exactly what your problem is.
Yeah, she is not making eye contact. She looks like she's about to be scolded.
He he immediately he immediately turns around to the door. The door parts open. Come, 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 come.
I'm coming. Yes, sir.
As all of you are able to walk into the room and home, he looks to all of you. I will assist Miss Akasha. The rest of you, darling, he pulls your head, Larissa, kisses you right on top of your head. Please rest, eat. I will return once I've settled Akasha.
Okay.
Then he looks at you, Akasha. Come, follow me.
She scurries behind him. She very much looks like a child right now. She knows she's probably gonna be in trouble either by him or he's gonna tell her sire.
You follow him, and then you hear him Speak out. Alistair!
Yep.
As a floating Nosferatu. Let me grab his picture. I think you all have seen him. I think all of you have
Yeah.
seen
Sure.
him.
Yes.
Acacia is kind of hesitant at the home when he does. He's gonna be constantly looking around. I sure hope
The whole place is
Butler's
full of
not gonna show
vampires.
up behind her. Well, yeah. No, he's gonna be like, I hope that Butler doesn't show up behind us again.
And then right behind Acacia's, he shows up. Yes.
Oh no. Hello, Alistair.
You called, Master. Alistair. Have the maids bring them something to eat and drink. And fetch someone. And when the way he says fetch someone, Alistair has this very, very interesting look. It's anything you wish type of look I shall fulfill, Master. There's like this adoration that he has for Dimitri with a mixture of twisted loyalty, a dark loyalty. As Dimitri walks on, Akasha and Dimitri disappear from your sights. Alistair floats around the room very stiffly. Is there anything I could do for you, milady? Speaks to Larissa.
Just the fresh beds and food for my companions here, please, Alistair. Thank you.
I mean, should I?
Anything
Uh,
for the princess. He looks at Marceline.
I believe I'm good. I will pop by my home real quick just to see, like, just to catch up with that, but I'll come back to you guys.
Marceline.
Yeah?
If possible, I would like to attempt your suggestion earlier when we were discussing my kind of cast his eyes slightly down the stone.
Oh. I would like to ask Dimitri about something, but I'll wait until he returns.
Sarin. Alistair turns to you. Can I get you anything, Master Sarin?
First thing first, drop the goddamn master. I told you 3 times, I told you 1,000,000 times already. Second of all, just don't apparate on my back again.
I only live to serve. I cannot approach from the front. It is incredibly unpleasant.
Yeah, and appearing from behind is incredibly dangerous, especially when approaching an armed man.
He looks at you with a face of, okay, I will approach you from the side.
That's not exactly what I had in mind, but that's better. I can agree to that.
Food, yes, Mr. Sarin? Some bacon?
Oh, yes.
That would
Rastafarius is
hit the spot, but I'll just reserve some for me for later. I have a lot of praying to catch up on doing.
Hestafaros is present and He looks at all of you, gives a bow. I am going to take my leave.
Estefarios, before you
Let's-
leave, give my regards to Lady Freya.
I will do so. As in a flash of light, the angel is gone. Just before Alistair disappears, he looks to you, Acacius. He doesn't particularly like you,
Certainly don't like him either.
probably because you serve the sun god. And sun is not good for vampires. He looks at you, Mr. Acacius. How may I be of service?
Ouch. I get master, you get mister? That's low.
He really does not like followers of the sun.
I am an ordained priest. My title is father.
Father Acacius. And then he kind of like interlocks his fingers as they wriggle back and forth. What can I get for you?
I appreciate your hospitality, Alistair. I do recall that you had some rather nice fruits and cheeses when I was last here. Could I perhaps have some more of those?
It will be arranged. And then he gives the side bow to you, tilting his head to the side.
Acacius also gives a bow in turn. A sort of
Yes.
courtly bow, though.
As Alistair disappears. Akasha.
Yes.
Run.
Ooh, we gotta change the music for this one.
Uh-oh,
damn.
someone's in trouble.
No. Epic hunting music and also oh no.
ACDC back in black.
Dude.
And we fade to black.
Fade to black? What? No, Dimitri's
That's not a good
on
thing to
Larissa.
say out of context.
Whoa.
It's not that kind of feeling.
No, not like that.
All of you kind of like, all the food gets served, all of you are able to eat and rest, especially Acacius, you need it. You need the rest. Of course, you wish you could rest under proper sunlight, but this will have to do. Akasha, you are led far into the back reaches of this manor. And then you seem to be led to a maze.
Oh.
I need you to roll a d20 twice.
Okay.
It's a disadvantage now.
Ruh-roh.
Ah, shit.
Oh yeah.
Do you want inspiration
It's
on that?
it's becoming so much worse, Lyric. How do you look right now? This is for the above table party.
Oh, she looks more sickly. Not as vibrant as she did when she first got there. You could tell that her chest is not rising and falling. She had stopped herself from breathing to make sure she doesn't catch a whiff and just go into a frenzy. She's very stiff. Her movements are almost as if she's in rigor mortis at this point.
Dimitri, you do notice Dimitri occasionally turns behind over his shoulder to look at you. You for a moment. Be like an empty center, and then you see Alistair floating in the center and holding someone by their collar. You see him holding a man. He looks like a common worker. fully alive, and he looks utterly terrified, face full of fear. He looks very healthy. He looks like he has some minor bruises, like, you know, someone punched him in the face once or twice. As Dimitri turns to you, Lyric, and
she
then
just
looks at
up him.
Alistair. Alistair understands what Dimitri wants him to do, as Alistair hands this man a little knife and drops him to the ground. As the man falls with the knife, he immediately picks up the knife and he's like very scared and terrified of all three vampires present before him. And then Alistair tells him, "Well, what are you waiting for? If you can escape the maze, your life is yours." As immediately the guy has fear, he just picks up the knife and he just starts to flee and run into the maze. As Dimitri turns to you,
She'll look up at him and just ask a one-worded question. Criminal?
very cruel criminal.
All I needed to
Death
know.
row.
And she will wait as if she's waiting for permission before she goes to get him.
The man, you can tell, like, this man just sprints for his life. He just starts running. You can hear your vampiric senses are tingling. Your predatory senses are enhancing. You can hear his skittering steps throughout the maze. As Dimitri says, "Happy hunting," as the two vampires disappear completely.
And she's already sprinting after him.
You sprint after him. Roll investigation with advantage.
Oh, goodness. Oh, that's better.
Oh yeah, you absolutely know where he is. Oh, this is not a challenge for you. The thrill is outstanding. It is glorious. The hunt is on. And you know exactly where he is. And you chase after him.
She's gonna
And
toy
then
with
you...
him as well.
Oh yeah. You give him a few chances to kind of like escape here. He gets a few lucky controlled chances to escape. And just when he feels like he's about to escape the maze, you are right there, hiding in the shadows. What do you do?
She will have gone somewhere that she could jump on him from above. And she would, once she did, she would ask him to confess his crimes. And she'll lie to him and say, "If you confess to your crimes, I'll let you go."
Please, please. She just didn't have to move. They did not need to kill her.
That's all I needed to know. And she will proceed to rip out his throat and drink him dry.
There is a... Acacius, in the background, you swear you heard the loudest mouse? As birds fly in the air from the man's scream. It's a good meal, Akasha. Very good meal. And that's where we'll end the session.